I'm asked why I set up my own business, I think there's like such a complicated answer to this. I've just never been satisfied with what I've been presented with, really. Out of university, I went traveling straight away. And then when I came back, you know, I kind of was like, okay, it's time to grow up, and tried to get a job. Well, I did get a job. And within a few weeks, I was like, no, I can't do this. I just wasn't prepared to conform. I felt like I was compromising a bit of myself, like getting a normal job in an office. I started working as a copywriter. I just felt like I was trading my creativity to make someone else wealthy and to get a small piece of that pie myself. And I just was like, I felt the injustice of it. Like, you know, there's an experiment where you got these two monkeys in a cage, and you give one monkey a bit of cucumber, and the monkey's like, you know, he does a trick and he gets a cucumber, and he's like, oh, fine, I'll have a bit of cucumber. And they get the next monkey in the next cage who can be seen by this monkey to do a trick or whatever, and he's given a grape. And he's really happy about the grape. And then the next time round, they get the monkeys to do the trick again. The monkey A, he does the trick, and he's given a bit of cucumber again. And he goes mental because he's like, no, this guy got a grape. I'm really annoyed about this. I want a grape. Yum. We've got this innate sense of injustice built within our DNA. And for some of us, I think it's stronger, but a lot of people reject that sort of feeling that we're being shafted, because we've been conditioned to believe that what is above us, that promotion, the next car, is worth stifling that feeling of injustice to chase after. And for me, I always just felt like I can't do it. I just haven't got it in me to push this feeling away. I need more. I need to know that what I'm working towards is going to give me something back. I want to have something for myself, not just to say like, oh, I've made someone else very rich. And if you're in sales as well, which I was for a long time, when you get a commission, you think, this is a percentage, like this is quite a small percentage, and I worked real hard for this commission, and someone else is making a lot more money on this for doing nothing. It's passive. They're earning money passively. And so for me, that was like a ding. Okay, so basically what I need to do is I need to develop a passive income. That's what I really want, because I don't want to go to a workplace. I don't want to go somewhere for 8 hours a day, or like 9 to 5 doesn't even exist anymore. It's kind of like a 8 till 6, and not including the hour commute on each end. And if you're in London, you're probably an hour and a half commute, because it's really expensive to live in London. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be able to say, I will work from the comfort of my own home. I will work on a beach in Bali. I will work, I don't know, I would say on the top of a mountain, but there's not really great internet connection up there. Like, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to travel and work. That was like something that was extremely important for me. Also, another thing, I really like to have stuff. And I know it's not really good for spiritual Caroline. It's not good for my higher self. But you know, I watched this interview with Tai Lopez recently with Tom Bilyeu, and he was saying, people need to get rich. We want a lot of stuff, and stuff does not provide happiness, but you need to get it so that you know that it's not really that great. And I recognize this in myself. You know, I'm not a Tom Bilyeu and I'm not a Tai Lopez, but I do get stuff, and I keep getting more stuff, and I'm kind of like, each time I'm like, yeah, this is really fun, and then I'm like, nah, it's not that fun. But I tell you what does feel really good. I used to have this feeling at the back of, like, behind me, I don't know where it was, but like this underlying feeling, this injustice that I felt, I told you about before, where I was being shafted. I had that feeling, it kind of like tainted my day-to-day living. It made my life a bit like dull. I felt like the chains. I did feel like a prisoner. Like, I didn't feel like I had my civil liberties like intact. Whereas now, I'm working really hard. I'm literally always grafting to get all the stuff. But I tell you what is the best bit about it is the fact that I know I'm achieving something. I don't feel like I'm shackled down anymore. My success isn't tethered to someone else who's actually just trying to exploit my resources, exploit my creativity so that they get the bigger piece of the pie. I may not even be getting as big a money as I could be doing, but I know that the piece of that pie, I'm getting the most of it. And I also know that it's for me. If I decide that I want to create a bit of content about amazing book that I once discovered in Australia, or how to write an advert, or whatever it is that I want to do, is completely up to me. I am the master of my destiny, and that for me is so important, and it should be for you. If you're feeling as though your boss is is not, your best intentions are not at their heart, then you should be thinking, well, how can I put my intent, my whatever, the best thing for me, how do I make that my priority? You've got to prioritize yourself. And even if it's not to create a business, but it's just to say, I'm going to do freelance instead. I don't want to do this job because it's giving me job security. I've got the same paycheck each month, and maybe I've got a bit of health insurance, and I don't know, it's next to a gym, and I maybe look at a treadmill once in a while. Just give yourself the liberty. That's what it's about. It's just giving yourself the liberty, and realize that stuff doesn't matter. You're going to get more stuff. Everyone's going to get more stuff. We need more stuff. Stuff makes us realize that stuff isn't important. But I promise you, it's the feeling that I can expand. That is what's important to me, not all the stuff. The stuff is just, it's just fluff. It's just fluff. But it's the feelings about myself, about my future, about the people around me, because I feel like it's like a drop, you know, a bit of Ribena dropped in a glass of water that just kind of, it just spreads. I've seen changes happen to the people closest to me as well. And I feel like, you know, the more I grow this, the more that I can help them out as well. And as much as I was talking about, you know, nepotism and cronyism before, it's kind of important. You do want to help the ones that are closest to you, even if you just realize that being a little bit, you know, sort of dodgy about who you choose to work with isn't satisfying anyway. And you should probably, you know, just get rid of all money in total because it's terrible. Whatever it is that you decide, it's just important that you give yourself the freedom to make that decision. So, long story short, that's pretty much, I don't even remember what the question was. I think it was why I didn't want to have a normal job. Well, anyway, there you go. There's my rant. And I hope it was helpful. And I hope it inspires you to do whatever it is that I said to do at the beginning of this video.